Good evening, everyone. Ellen Sutter, the ESP presents at ESP Book Chats, where we bring page turners your way. I am happy to bring back our returning guest and author JAHZARA. Come on in the room. Guys, we are just going to get into it. Uh, Tell the folks where you're from,
Okay.
backdrop of your book, and why you painted. Today, we're talking about My Love Won't Last Forever, his wife. And we are talking about Malachi Chandler, also Nari Chandler, and I hope I have his last name right. Is it Marek?
Merrick.
Merrick, like, okay, Merrick. So we're going to talk about him, Ivan Merrick. But before you get started, JAHZARA, I also got a little visit from Ivan, and hopefully you can see this. I think you can see it when I put it close to me. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so it was a little visit here at the hospital scene that we seen Ivan. That's the same Ivan, right?
That was Colin. And
Colin, why do I feel like Colin is Ivan? I'm glad you correct me.
well,
Why do I feel like that's him?
I know we talked in the background that we weren't going to give any spoilers away,
Yes.
but if I could just say this,
Say it.
Ivan and Colin do have a connection in
With the
this book.
same girl.
So I'm not gonna
But
give,
yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
but yeah,
But Nairi, wait a minute.
Nairi.
Colin and Nairi was in a relationship, as
Right.
well as now Ivan is coming.
Ivan is a new, yeah.
Okay. So, all right. I'm glad I was feeling something. That's why I say, let me see. Hold up. Well, with that being said, thank you for that. Let's put our finger on that and tell us who you are, backdrop of this story that we're getting into, book three, and why you penned this book.
Okay. I am author JAHZARA Bradley. I am originally from Gary, Indiana, born and raised in Gary, Indiana. Um, I live in Orlando, Florida now. This book, My Love Won't Last Forever, His Wife, takes place in Gary, Indiana. It has my characters who have been in the series, Malachi and Nairi Chandler. They are back in this series. And then we introduce Ivan Merrick, and he is something else. And this is an interesting book because some of it is based on a real guy that I dated, um,
Mm.
Ivy, but that was his nickname. That wasn't his real name. And so Ivan Merrick is loosely based on Ivy. And when I first met Ivy, he was just so taken in that I was an author. I had penned um I had penned two novels at that time, and he was just like so excited. And he said that his life should be a book and people should know about him. And so I wrote the character Ivan based on some things that he had told me and some things that I saw firsthand. And I will be honest with you, he was not excited about the way that Ivan was painted and portrayed. And so we had words, several different times. And I told him he could always
Oh my goodness.
story.
He was not happy about it.
He was not, but we did make peace about it. And eventually he was okay. But found out last week he passed a couple months ago.
So at least you made that peace.
Yes, we
And
made
so while writing, just since you slip it just a little bit to add on that, while writing this story, and since you mentioned uh Marek, Merrick, help
marriage.
me out there. Merrick, like married Merrick. Okay, Merrick. Um, During writing the story, you say first of all, you said that his something about writing a story is life about a story. You guys' story to write this story. So during your writing process, when you write the character Ivan, did he know your writing process was in progress, if you will?
Oh, he
Okay.
did. He did because
So
go ahead.
so did he get wind or read the story to know that he didn't like certain parts? Or we're not going to talk about that. Let me know.
He did read it, and by the time the book was released, he and I were no longer as close as we had been. And so
Okay.
when he read the book, he reached out to me and was like, "Yeah, I feel like," and whenever they come with that, I feel like, then,
Mm-hmm.
my temperature raises too. So I begin to sit up straight in my seat. So he
Okay.
said, I feel like that was about me and I don't like, and I said it was. And if you don't like it, because I didn't mention your name, but you read enough of it to know that that's you. So I
Wow.
lie. Some of it, a lot of things are fictional, but and I won't point out what is and what isn't because I'm a writer and I like
Exactly.
to
Exactly.
figure that out. But there were some things, that he didn't particularly care for. And like I mentioned earlier, I told him he could always write his own story. And, you know, and as a writer, I get creative. You didn't hire me to write a story. I wrote a story that I wanted to. This is my story, how I see it, and how I see you. Um, but I am rewriting. Well, I am doing the ebook, and the ebook will be different from the paperback. It will
Okay.
be it will be a little more sharper, a little more edgier because as a writer, I've evolved since then. This book was released in 2017. So
Mm-hmm.
it'll be the same story, but it's gonna have some more flavor to it.
Mm. Now I also see, okay, backdrop of the book, this particular one, my love, the third book, his wife.
Yeah.
So let's drop a little bit on there. I'm looking at the YouTube, making sure we don't miss anybody there if someone is there. So go ahead in the backdrop of this, and we're gonna get into them characters. But what's your backdrop on book three,
So,
his wife?
so our backdrop, we ended book two, Chaotic Bliss, and at the end of Chaotic Bliss, you'll see that there's this interview with Raina Summers and Malachi. And so Nyreed has a very big problem with Raina. She's always had a problem with Raina. And so in book three, we see Raina again. And so I think people who read book two and jump into book three are going to be surprised immediately with this story because I give you a prologue with Ivan. I waste no time. I could have done a flashback somewhere and maybe skip the prologue, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted you to
Mm.
know who Ivan was from jump. And so, because most people who read the series know who Nairi and Malachi are, so you have a feel for them. But this newcomer, Ivan, you don't. So I give you this prologue. I tell you who Ivan is in the prologue. So as you go through, and people are still shocked about how gritty Ivan is. But I told you in the prologue, and I think sometimes people skip the prologue in books and they were like, I just read
Yeah.
through it. I wouldn't do that with his wife. I would read that prologue because it sets you up for who Ivan is and who he's going to be throughout the story.
Oh, I love that. I like reading the prologue or prelude. Everybody says it different, but I am going to sprinkle some love here on the comment section. And hello to Tranquil.
That's
And
me. Thank you.
okay, so all of it is you. And
No,
then I see also, are you able to see it yourself as
I
well?
can. Yes.
Okay, so what about the other person, Dreamer?
Gullible Dreamer. That's my daughter, Hallie. Hey, Hallie.
Hey, Holly, do share, swipe, and share. I'm glad you found us. Hello to you five there again. Tonight we have JAHZARA, our guest tonight, and we're talking about My Love Won't Last Forever. And that is book three, his wife. And so let me ask you this because I don't want to connect like I did. I connect the guy because there was something going on. So I just assumed without even finish, without even going further, that that was the same person. And I forgot his name that he was coming over because here we have one person in common that she has two different relationships, well, two different men. And I guess I wanted, give me his name again.
Colin.
Uh, Colin. I guess I wanted Colin to go forward. So as a reader, I guess I thought I did. That smile is telling me a little bit something, but I'm not going to dig into it. And so help me on this one too. Again, guys, I am reading this. I'm almost finished, but this is the one here. Hopefully you guys can see it. Wait, I got this. I don't
Bliss.
know which one better was it. But I think I seen rain here.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Raina.
So
Raina.
Raina. We're not gonna give it away because I'm gonna be I'm gonna give you a little bit more time because I want to go through a little bit stuff. I know we get off in, it's 30 minute, 20, 30 minutes, but I want to spend a little bit quick time with you. Um, because we mentioned Malachi, we mentioned Ivan, we mentioned that Ivan has a business partner. We're not going to go into it. And I'm wondering, is there a connection? The highlight of this person, I'm not going to mention the name again, could it perhaps, in a soft tone, be the same person? And I'm not going to mention the name again, as far as his business partner, and they would just have to read. And I know I'm going all in these cues, so that's why I ask you: did we see that person here? Okay, so let's talk about Chandler. Let's talk about Nairi, and we'll talk about Ivan. So those are the ones I could add another character, but I want to wait till the book come out in April so that I can get a feel of what's going on. All I read was the synopsis, and the synopsis was very fulfilling enough for me to get some out of it. Let's go with
Okay.
Malachi and Nairi, and then tell us about Ivan. But before you go there, keep that in your mind. I'm seeing more people coming on. Hello to you guys, and
Hello.
let's see. Good to see you guys. Thank you for being here tonight. Do share, swipe, and share. Um, Tell us about that. Malachi, Nari, Ivan. Give us a backdrop of their character description.
Okay. Let me start with Ivan, our newcomer. And I'm not going to because I know you told me no spoilers, so there will not be any spoilers, you guys. But I have some notes here that I said this would be good for people to know. So
Okay, we
I
can do that.
like I said, the prologue is not fluff. You got to read the prologue. Now, that prologue is going to give you some insight into the way that Ivan thinks and the way that Ivan is. Ivan has problems, okay? Now,
Mm.
say this, Ivan has problems, and you see it immediately. I set this book up like I did Chaotic Bliss, where everybody's has a chapter. And so when you first meet Ivan in his chapter, I don't even give you, oh, Ivan is no, you start with the drama, and
Oh
he's
my goodness! Out just from the cut.
with the business partner, and it gets really elevated really quickly.
The
Ivan,
synopsis is take us there. It's real meaty in there. Go ahead. I just had to say that right quick without.
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Ivan has control issues. Have you ever
Mm.
been to Walgreens, CVS, and you see those picture frames in there? And you know how it's just a picture frame, and you look at
Yeah.
it, and it's got this like what looks like a picture perfect family. This
Oh
is
my goodness.
this is Ivan's dream to have a picture perfect family. He's never had that. He's never had structure. His family was chaotic. The money situation was chaotic. On paper, when I describe his family life, it sounds really good, but
Mm.
it wasn't good. His dad made some bad decisions, so on and so forth. And Ivan has always wanted a family. He's felt deprived. Now, Ivan is obsessed with Malachi Chandler because, and I'll just give you this, he feels like Malachi Chandler is the reason why he did not have his picture perfect family.
Oh my goodness.
So there's this vendetta with Malachi. Well,
Mm.
then he encounters Nairi. Nairi's a single mom at this point, and Ivan has the gift of gab. If you thought Malachi was smooth as butter, this
Oh my
right
goodness.
here is smoother. Says all the right things, does all the right things. So he wants to when he realized quickly that Malachi and Nairi have had this relationship in the past. They have been married. At first, he was just after Malachi, but then he's like, I've always wanted a family. I could smooth talk her. Maybe I can move into this and just become, stepdad, and it'll be perfect. And so he's controlling, and Nairi's like, wait a minute, back up. So let's go to Malachi now. Malachi, and I need everybody to understand this is a 3-book series. So in book 3, Malachi and Nairi have been together on and off for about 20 years. So
Okay.
now they're in their 40s. Their kids are getting ready to graduate from high school. And now Malachi, like I said, we've had about 20 years to go by. They've been co-parenting really well. And Malachi decides that, you know what? Nairi is a really, really good catch. I don't know why I didn't realize that before. And I I want my family back. I want my wife back. Hence the name of the book, His Wife. So
Mm-hmm.
okay, so that's where Malachi is, and I'll get back to him later on because
Wait, before you go any further, um, because some of those, if just in case they haven't read it, you did mention that Malachi and Nairi has been just a whole trail of off and on.
off and on.
I
Yes.
don't know if you could tell us when was her and Ivan on, because I need to know at what point Ivan start feeling like he can look over there. Did they have a conversation for him to even think that he's invited in Nairi's world?
So it happens in this book. It happens in this book, His Wife, when Ivan meets Nairi, and it's all coincidental. It's not
Okay.
planned when he meets her, but when he does meet her, Ivan is I got to tell you guys this. Ivan
Okay.
is the smoothest criminal I know. Like, you're talking about think on your feet. Like, as soon as he meets her, he's like, oh, that's dude's wife, ex-wife.
Mm.
Okay, I could work this because he's already has the vendetta with Malachi. He was going to handle that anyway. But then he said, ah, be even cooler to take dude's wife, even though they're not married. because I even remember he's always wanted a family. So now he can, Malachi, you're the reason I never had a family. You took my family from me. Watch what I do. I'll take your family from you, plus that other thing that you got coming that you don't know anything about. That's going to be in play.
If they read that synopsis, they know that there's some sprinkled stuff in there, because that is a great synopsis of what to come. So I'm going to reset for those that came in. Resetting. Let me see. I don't know if you can see people on that end. I don't know.
Yes.
Okay, you can see.
Jones from Gary. I call her GI girl. She says she loves the drama at the beginning, heavy on the drama.
Okay, I see it now.
Oh,
And
she
then,
says she
my
says facial expressions are everything.
Okay. All right. Because this is getting good, y'all. Thank you guys for being here. I wanted to reset. You guys, I see you got your followers out there. Thank you guys for coming. And this is our second show, and she'll come back again, and we'll talk. But this show right here, guys, I have not read her book. This show is designed as a cliffhanger to read the author's books, the synopsis, so that it could be a cliffhanger for readers to engage for the book to come. If you read it or if you purchased the book beforehand, you can talk, and then you can go beyond cliffhangers, but please, no spoilers. So at this time, I have not read book 3, but I had kind of dabbled in Chaotic Book 2. So I'm waiting myself. And some of the things that she's saying is kind of lightly sprinkled in here. But when I read the synopsis of My Love Won't Last Forever, and it is book 3, His Wife, just the synopsis alone has a lot of stuff going in there. Now, this is when some of the things from the synopsis that I want to talk about.
Okay.
I know I dived in. I know I'm nosy, they're nosy, but we're going to not give the spoilers away. My first thing within the synopsis, guys, keep in mind, if you know any other authors that would like to have this show, we're only reading the synopsis only. And then sometime down the line, we do a further show. This is only a short show, 20 to 30 minutes, but we're going to go a little bit more with her on this show. So I have with the relationship, okay? Talk about Nairi and Malachi. And I took a little few notes here. It says the relationship was never to happen. It wasn't supposed to happen. Let's start there with the relationship with Nairi and Malachi from the gate was not supposed to happen. Let's talk about that. There's going to be some little steps, and if you like to add or if you like to tell us more, we'll go from there.
Yeah, when they first got together, when they first met, Nairi really wasn't feeling Malachi the first time she encountered him. And so some time went by, they encountered each other again. And they're from they're from the same city, but two different social circles. And so a lot of people had a lot to say about this relationship. And there were a lot of I would say probably signs from Nairi to see that Malachi wasn't the one. If you read book 1, and I'll just drop this and leave it, and then you all can even, in the chat tell me, this man didn't even show up for their counseling, premarital counseling. He missed that. And so when I say they really probably should have never been together, that was probably her sign right there. He couldn't make it to counseling. That was probably it right there. So, oh, Ellen,
that is really something. Wow. Just for him not making it there.
Yeah. Now,
number two. These are some things you backdrop in the synopsis now. You said they never truly let each other go. The marriage was brief. So you talked earlier about it for those who missed it or those who were in there. You were talking about how for 20 years, off and on, off and on. Then
Yeah.
they get married. It was very brief. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, it was very brief. If you go back to Matrimony book 1, you see there's a lot of drama with them. They were only like 6 months into the marriage. Nyrie's like, "Yeah, this thing right here is over." And so as the book progresses, more and more things happen, and you can see like, yeah, and by the end of the book, and then you see these two back in chaotic bliss, the on and off again with them in chaotic bliss. So that is their history. But there's something that I really want to say about these two. Even though they were married and they divorced, you don't divorce family. So their family ties are so tight that I think a lot of you all will be surprised how Nairi behaves in his wife, because I think if it were me, just being honest, and I was Nairi, you know, to deal with Nairi's situation, I'd probably be like, yeah, the church can't step in and help. The community can't. It's got to be me. It's on me. But Nairi puts family above her feelings and takes a high road in his wife when family needs her, despite the divorce, despite the on and off. She's there for Malachi. And I think that's very important because we do divorce people, but I don't think we divorce family. And again, 20 years has elapsed between them, their story. So they're much more matured now in book 3, and the year is 2016, than they were in the late 90s when you met them in book 1, Matrimony.
Now, I have book 2, and like you said, that they was married, quick divorce, but we see Colin, right?
Yes, you do see Colin in
You
book.
see Colin, but you also see him. There's a hospital scene if they go back to that one, but you also see him. I can't recall if she had the wedding ring on, but he has a wedding ring. How did that get slipped in between them tangling themselves back and forth, Malachi and her? And we
Mhm.
see so with Colin, I saw some compassion, I saw some concern, and if they go back and read it, the concern of their daughter, meaning not Colin's daughter, but Malachi's and Nairi's daughter, he had more to me like family interests, concerned about the child. And I don't know if he had the strength to challenge Malachi like throughout, but it seemed like he stayed, but he really realized that um, Nairi wasn't really for him. And I think that's what kind of made him kind of walk. So when we see this entanglement, other people keep getting there. Like you say, eventually Ivan is going to get in there. So I guess I'm kind of answering my question, but I want you to ask that. Is Malachi that much of a charmer that he can keep doing that? And Nairi, in spite of her own feelings, allowing him to come back in and out like a revolving door.
And that is such an amazing question because that is what she deals with here in the beginning of his wife. When she meets Ivan, she's like, me and Malachi have been doing this dance back and forth my whole adult life. And so she's like, I think I want to move on and see what else is out there. And so she takes an interest in Ivan. But something very critical happens to Malachi. And Malachi is basically fighting for his life. And so she's like, doggone it. I got to take care of my children's father. There's nobody else. And Ivan gets jealous, and the tension it ramps up. And then there's Malachi is going to be Malachi in sickness and in health. Malachi is still like, nah, I want my family back.
I'm sorry. I'm saying he's not doing right, but resetting guys are up in here. I see you, Queenie Clem. Hey to you guys. And if you guys have any comments, please do so. I'm trying to look at you and look. If you see me looking up and down, please forgive me because I'm trying to do both ends of the stick where I'm talking to you and I can see if someone's saying something. And let's just pause for a moment and we'll get back to because I do have some stuff to ask. If you can see it yourself as well, going through the feed. Uh, Someone said, "Good, Nicole." Hey, Hallie, and that's you responding, I believe. And
Yeah.
as we get further down, we see where they said a scorned man is worse than a. Ooh, hold on. Wait a minute, let's see if I can get this thing. A scorned man is worse than a scorned woman. You know that is true. That is true, and my daughter helped me to see that. We'll just start with that one. We'll get flip back over here because what I noticed from my one of my daughters letting me know that a man that doesn't have a good relationship with his mom, or if he's scorned, he can't come away from that. He doesn't know how to treat women after that. He don't.
Mm,
They don't put their cards on the table. Like if we were to have a deck of cards, all
yes.
we have is hearts in it. The guys have every suit in there, and once their heart is cut, they not gonna. They probably die not having a strong relationship like they did before. They can't handle it. They're not gonna do it no more. It's
Right.
done. They can't do it. And so she right. I do believe that. And so we don't want. And I say it carefully. And you as a writer, we don't really want to be with a broken man. You can get with a broken girl, me and my daughter, we laugh. A broken girl, he'll knock her upside the head. She'll have a ponytail a certain way and keep it going. Just get knocked upside the head. But the man he ain't gonna keep doing it. He's not gonna keep doing it. So what's saying that, that's what Ivan is starting to sound like, a little
Right.
sprinkle on Malachi. We were talking about her coming in and out and being a revolving door, and this 20-year, now they're in their 20 years, now
Yeah.
they're in their 40s, they got children, and we see all this happening. You talk about that they have Malachi and Nairi. I got to keep them characters together. Some of them might have read it. They have some unfinished business and some unresolved desire. It's in the synopsis. So is this possibly why the doors keep revolving, because of business and unresolved desires?
Yes, it is. It is. And I dare ask those of you who are watching, what would you do? Because we look at Nyree kind of like, you keep allowing this man to come back, but they both do. He does
Mm-hmm.
it, she does it. But I guess my question is, let's say that person finally gets it together. It took them 20 years, but they get it together. Would you then accept them and have that relationship, even though it took them 20 years to evolve into that person you always desired them to be?
Mm. Wow. Me, I would definitely be speaking from a place of marriage. So these dating streets, I don't like them, and I'm glad I'm not in them. So I've been out the dating streets, well, if you want to count the together time, 38 years with my husband together time. Marriage time is 34. It was different from when we met. And like I told you, I met my husband on Valentine's Day 38 years ago. So the streets was different. The game is the same, but the streets was different. So that question right there, see if anybody got it. I don't have no answer for the new streets, girl. It's too complex because people are. I can't say that they didn't do it, Jazara, but uh, I can't see now. Are you single?
I am single.
Okay, I can't see a man coming up to me in y'all single world saying, "Hey, can we get into an uncommitted relationship?" That's foolishness to me. How and then the girls say, "Yeah, we can do that. We can just, have sex and keep it moving and I don't want none." And then after a while the girl is usually always want something. She
Yeah.
just thinks she don't. So that's the part I don't know. And then people might say, "Hey, you are in a relationship with somebody and they may be doing it. They just ain't telling you." Okay, but they better not tell me because I'm not going to be saying yes to no uncommitted foolishness. And
Yeah.
then tapping your finger after you felt like you've been there a while and you gave your life away.
Yeah, I see it all the time. Oh, Gina says, no, a zebra doesn't change its stripes. Oh, my daughter Amber is here. Hey, Amber.
Uh-oh, we got some down there. Go ahead and see if you can see that. So
Okay, it depends on you as an individual because although he might have changed, you might not be able to forgive him for what he took you through. It's going to be too much trauma, which wouldn't be fair to either party. Mm.
mm, mm. So is she saying keep on walking or to stay there? Depends. When she said it depends on the person, is she saying it depends on how the person feel to stay in the relationship? Or should she, okay, you're gonna have to, I'm digging a little, remember I'm old school, I'm digging a little bit more. What you say?
think I think if we were looking at it from Nyrie's standpoint, it would depend on her if she's going to want Malachi back because Malachi does come with a lot of drama. And so um, then it would be okay, I took you back, but then every time he leave out the front door, would it be now where you going? You out there with the little hoochie mamas, like, is that going to be an issue?
Wait, before you answer that, see, I'm looking at it like this. Remember, I told you I'm old school, and I'm thinking from the old school thought. If you're gonna take him back wholly, with flaws and everything, you don't need to ask any question. I'm not saying don't ask any questions. So if you took him back and you already knew what he does and all that stuff, and then you don't need to look through his phone because you've done that before. If you're looking to stay, don't do it. If you're looking to go, then go. You can't look and stay because you're gonna throw him his food the next day. You're gonna burn the bed on fire, but you still want to pick him up. You know what I'm saying? You still want him, and that's when me and my daughter was talking about. We don't think of it this way, but when we are being intimate with the guys, we're giving them part of our spirit and soul.
Yes.
And some of that spirit of that man, you can't even get out of yourself. And I believe that that's why you keep doing it over and over again. He's not out of your system because remember, we're receivers.
Yeah, those soul ties are real.
Hmm. So if it's gonna be hard to get away. It's going to be hard to get away, depend on, like she was saying, depend on what it is. But if she wants to keep him and she receive him back, then she don't need to look through his phone. She don't need to be calling him because, she don't need to be doing that. Why look and stay? Look and go.
Yep. I'm single, but I'll tell anybody, don't look through that phone.
Mm-mm.
Right now, your feelings will be hurt majorly
Mm-hmm.
because I don't delete stuff. So you might see something. from last year and get your little feelings hurt. So don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Save
Don't
yourself up.
do it.
Don't set yourself up for failure because that's what.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's something else there. It says either party. I see that. Yes, how, wait, yes, heal and forgive for that person. Can you read that? Do you see what I'm seeing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think she's saying it depends on how forgiving that person is and how healed they are from what they
Mm,
with that person.
I like that. I
I do.
like that. I like that because that's what one thing us at with our little girlfriends or whoever, we tend to have a healing party. Guys can be together and he could be broken, he could be not healed, and like, man, how you doing today? I'm doing fine. And he can leave like that. Us girls, we're gonna sit down at the table, we're gonna get our popcorn, ice cream, whatever, and she will not come around because we can read that. We can say, girl, this ain't you. What happened?
What
We're gonna
happened?
sniff it out. What happened? So they don't want to come around us when they hurt because we're gonna sniff it out. You're not gonna leave still being hurt.
Exactly.
You're not.
Exactly.
Depends on how close we are. If we care, we don't care, but we generally care. We
We-
generally care about that person. Oh my goodness. So there's a lot of stuff. Okay, with Malachi as her husband, and you mentioned in the synopsis, there's one of the things that Nairi. This is what Nairi wants, and this is from your synopsis. You say Nairi wants love without competition and loyalty without excuse. So
Mhm.
let's start with the love without competition. Where does it become competitive?
Because Malachi, um, he's he's got this ongoing relationship with this other woman.
No wonder you were careful with that. Okay.
And so Nairi and Malachi are mature enough to co-parent.
Mm-hmm.
So they can co-parent, but then Malachi will come around and the lines with the co-parenting will begin to get a little skewed. He'll be like, "Oh, we should just go to a movie," and it'll be like, "Okay, well, the kids aren't here, so who is this we you're speaking of?"
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so when you start doing stuff like that, that's where she's like, "Nah, I'm not." No. So when she meets Ivan, she's like, "Yeah, let me see what this is about."
Mm-hmm.
Because all this wishy-washy stuff, I don't know what it is. He don't know what it is. He over there with old girl. And they're not. The thing is, it's not a sexual thing between them. But when you spend so much time with people, you begin to have a bond. There's
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
she's like, "No, I'm not gonna just keep doing this." Oh, so Miss Panther Jones said, "Do you think he ever truly loved his wife, or did he just love the security she provided?" Oh, that's so good.
I haven't read it, but sounds like what we was talking about right now. He loves a little bit of both. Just get that security. She always backing him up. When is he gonna be for her? Emotionally, everything about her. When is he gonna be? Will we see that? Will we see
You,
that coming up?
I don't want to spoil it, but my boy Malachi, and people know that I have never really been a fan of Malachi, but he changes in this book. And when I say change, like everybody, when they realized that he changed and it wasn't flim flam, it was for real, everybody in the book kind of just stops and like, "Is that you for real?" And
Wow.
he's like, he even breaks it down to them about how he evolved, why he evolved, and he's for real. And it's the moment when he's trying to get to Nairi to let her know that he's evolved, something tragic happens and gets in his way.
So we got our time did go, but remember I said I want to spend this little time. So we are over, but that's okay
I'm so
because there's two
sorry.
things. There's two things that I want to talk about. So you mentioned in the synopsis, this is the synopsis. You guys got to read that synopsis. I like digging and shuffling and diving deep into synopsis. So with Nairi, it says there was an unthinkable thing, and Nairi chose herself. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about that without giving it away. But then you also give us in that synopsis a little bit and pieces of droplets of Ivan.
Mhm.
So, what do you have to say about that? And we'll end it on Ivan, just a little backdrop of him, what you put in the synopsis. And then that'll give all of us time to can't wait to April drop, and then
Yes,
we read it, and then maybe we can come back with a, you said you're doing that in the ebook, right?
in the ebook.
So
Yes,
y'all, that's going to be an ebook, so we'll get that lush story. And don't forget, guys, she got Marco, if y'all don't know, in an ebook. So I requested it, and she came out with it so quick, and I was wanting more of Margot. So with Nairi, if you could tell us a snippet, without the spoiler, of her choosing herself.
yeah. She when she decided that she was going to see what else did life have to offer. She's known Malachi and they've done that, and she's never been the one to really venture out. So she says, you know what? Let me just see. And so in that she chooses herself. You will
Okay.
see um she decides to celebrate her birthday in a very very unconventional way, a way I wouldn't have done. So she's taking more risk. Um, and then when she has to look at Ivan, I will say Ivan really messed this up. Had he played
Mm,
right, had he played this right, he could have possibly been with Nairi, but
mm.
his traumatic childhood, his wanting to control everything. And so this isn't the Nairi from book one, who might have been, okay, let's see. She's like, hold up, buddy
Oh my
boy.
goodness.
You talking to who? In what way? What tone?
Mm,
No. And Ivan begins to kind of step his game up. But when he tries to impress her, she's like, I'm not impressed. You
wow.
know, you don't have a he Ivan has some money, but it's not Nairi's type of money. So the things
Mm,
that
mm,
he's
mm,
doing
mm.
are not impressive. And she's like, no, I'm I'm gonna put my family first. I'm,
Wow.
I'm gonna
So
put my family first.
you're gonna have to put out book 1 and 2, the link on the page when we do the thank you and stuff. Put book 1, 2, and just where they can get, when we get the link to get um the ebook.
But
And
yeah,
so I wanted to just drop a little bit of Ivan from the synopsis, but you said she celebrated her birthday in a different way. In the book 2, she celebrated her birthday, not celebrated. Her daughter was sick, and so they learned about her. But it is some lot of drama in here, campaign drama. You know, I don't know if they talked about him, but they're gonna have to go look at the other video where you guys can see there's some campaign smut up in here, and
yeah,
some things going on. A lot of unfolding of Malachi during his early part of being with, I guess I can call it the early part, being with Nairi. So we're gonna close out pretty soon, but we're gonna get to the synopsis part of Ivan. And so you gave us a backdrop. You said Ivan was calm, stable, predictable, and there's some things part missing his partner,
Mhm.
money gone, lifestyle slipping away, and his ego, full of ego,
Very much so.
why he needs to survive, his ego and his survival. That all mixed in with him in a nutshell without giving us away. Give us a cliffhanger to get ready for the April drop of book 3. Before you do that, let's see what's happening over here. Lot of talking over here. And Miss Last Laugh said, other than family ties and loving hard, the question is why, no matter what.
Mm.
And only because I knew this is what the person I'm dating could be. Hmm? Come on, help me out now, girl. Help me out.
So maybe sometimes.
Well, maybe sometimes waiting is best, but at the time I will say, don't let anyone play in your face. She ready.
Yes. Amber,
She
you nailed
Miss
it.
Last Laugh is ready. That's probably why she got that title, Last Laugh. But like I say, a little snip drop, little cliffhanger you can give us to be thirsty for book 3.
Okay. So I know we talk a lot about Malachi and Nairi. So I want to talk about Ivan.
Okay.
So this is what I want you all to think about. Ivan, yeah, I'm gonna say it. Ivan is a kept man. And so in his first chapter, and I think I'm going to keep this line in there. He says, my gravy train has derailed. What the hell do you think I'm supposed to do? I don't work a 9 to 5.
I love it. That's our cliffhanger. Yes. Where can they buy your book? Where can they reach you? What else you got coming up? And we are so looking forward.
I am literary JAHZARA on Instagram, literary JAHZARA on TikTok. I am on Facebook, Mrs. Nicole R. Bradley. It's MRZ Nicole R. Bradley on Facebook. And the books are on Amazon, Matrimony, Chaotic Bliss. They are also in ebook, and there are also on other outlets on ebook as well. Like Apple has an ebook, some other places have ebooks.
Okay.
Um, so those are on ebook. They're on in paperback. His wife is in paperback now. The 2016, no, I released it in 2017. The 2017 version is in paperback. It will stay in paperback as it is. The ebook, of course, will be a 2026 version. So it will be different. It will read different from the paperback. So if you read it in paperback, that's cool. But when you read it in the ebook, oh yes, I I am sprinkling hot sauce, cayenne pepper. I don't even eat spicy food, so I don't even know what would be hot. Tabasco sauce, all of that. It's gonna be very much more flavorful
Mm.
than the paperback. And I want to make it more interesting and more salacious. Just in
And you said this is coming out in April. So you
coming
guys
out.
get ready.
Yes,
Get ready.
I told you it was based on a real person who passed away. And so he just because of who he was as a person, I know he would say now, and I will quote what he would say. He would say, now, if you're gonna do it, do the damn thing right. So
It's
that is
fun.
That is
He ain't playing,
what I am going to do in memory and honor of him. I am going to make it very hot and saucy.
oh my goodness. So we don't have to hide the book cover because we got it on the ebook.
I
Did
believe we don't have to hide the book cover. I believe I may keep the same book cover. I'm still toying around with that too. So I don't know if I'm going to change it. By the time I finish the ebook, I'll figure out because all the other ebooks do match their paper.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I haven't decided for this one. I was kind of playing around with the idea, but yeah,
Well,
it'd be nice.
Nicole. In the comment section, someone said, come back with book three. So we may have to do the 2 hour real show.
Okay.
Because right now, like I told you guys, this is 20 to 30 minutes. I went over a little bit because I wanted to know some juice myself. So I have the other show that is a 2 hour show, which will still be streaming here. And thank you guys for your comment. Thank you for your time, your
Thank
data,
you.
and do share, swipe, and share, everyone. Thank you
Thank
so
you all
much for
for being.
being here. Go ahead, what you say?
I was just saying thank you all for being here. Both of my daughters are here, Amber and Hallie. GI girl, Shantae, thank you for being here. Gina, I saw you. Miss Queenie, I saw you. And anybody else who is here, or if you watch the replay, thank you. Definitely get the book.
Yes. And while you're still here, we're going to both go out at the same time. Thank you guys for being here. Again, this is our Scout Out Shout Out, where we are focusing on your synopsis. The goal of this, or our mission, is to get as many authors' books here. The way you do your entry, it is $35 for 20 to 30 minutes, but each book has its own entry. So if you have more than one book, that's to give them all their own shine. So it's $35 each trip entry, and each book is scheduled. So you don't just pop them on all at once. We schedule, we do Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. And this is a way to continue to have this platform. You guys do share, swipe and share. Let folks know what we're doing. Again, like I told you before too, JAHZARA, is that we don't care if you got your book yesterday. We don't care if you're a new author and you just finished and the ink is still not dry yet and you just drop your book in and you're getting it on Tuesday. We love to do Tuesday and Thursday because Tuesdays are new release. If you know anybody that has a new release book that's coming, we got next Tuesday coming. So Tuesdays are new release day. So if you guys know that, do share, swipe and share. Don't keep it to yourself. This is what we do here at ESP Presents. And another caveat that I told JAHZARA is that when I read your book, not only am I reading your book goes with me to my top Amazon Live on the Cyrus Webb show. And guess who was featured? Congratulations. Put them hearts up for her. And that was none other than JAHZARA, her book. I think it ranked about 7 or 8 on my list. Please don't look at the countdown number, but just rest assured that your book has made the Amazon my top 20 list of books that should be on your list. And so she wrote that right away. And Margot, guys, get that story, came along with me to uh, Amazon. And when you see it on Amazon, it is actually on Amazon Live. Book is in the carousel for people to pluck or pick it from there. So congratulations to you again. You did a phenomenal job with Margot, and I know you're planning on doing the same thing with book three. You have an amazing night, and those that are watching, do share, swipe, and share, and tell everybody about ESP Presents. Thank you so much for showing up for you,
Thank
Nicole.
you.
Thank you guys, and you guys are amazing. We'll have another show if you guys know Listen Linda, and her name is Jacqueline Cox. She will be on March 12th, and then also it's going to be a back-to-back, guys. Um, I'm going to have Lolita Coppage. Her book is titled The Leaves Are Brown. And if you guys are following us with our reading, I had to keep you here. That'll give you a little shine on here. But if you guys are following our reading, this is what we're reading on our book shelf for March. We're reading The Wide Circumference of Love by, I hope I say her name right, Maretta uh, Golden. I don't know if you guys have seen this book before.
I like the title though.
Yeah, and so this book is about a woman who loses her husband to Alzheimer's.
Oh.
So that's what this book is about. Is Diane Tate is the main character, and she never expected to lose her husband to uh, and her talent in her husband from a debilitating effects, which is early onset of Alzheimer's. So that's the book we're going to read, and I'll put it there on Facebook. If you guys, you might be in your own reading group, but if you want that book on your list, this book will also go to Amazon too with me. So you guys have an amazing night, and thank you for being here. Thank you guys for watching. You have an amazing night, all of you guys. I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate your support. Do share, swipe, and share. Thank you to our author tonight. It's been great. Jazara Nicole, you know, we're waiting. We cannot wait. Also, I'm writing a book myself. You guys will see that later. I'm in the writing cave right now. So have
Yeah.
an amazing day, guys. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your support. Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.
You're welcome. Good night.